Hello and welcome, my friends. I'm back in the studio, in the A studio. Today, the entire day was just fully constructing. My dad helped me. The biggest thanks goes out to him. He helped me building all of these blocks. They're now all done. All of the fabric is wrapped around it. Tomorrow, I will just fill them, put them in place, and then 3 out of the 4 walls are done of the studio. Then the ceiling, the front wall, still not sure if I should build the speakers into the wall. There's some advantages, some disadvantages. It's quite complicated. So I first want to measure it to actually know what I'm doing and which option is the best. And I mean, just look at this place. It's starting to look more and more like a studio. All of them done. Here are even like 2 rows. So things are finally moving. But I also had to sacrifice making like a full video. I mean, we just wrapped around the fabric. I showed you that already a million times. So today we'll just do a simple, quick and easy Q&A down in the B studio. First question, could I still become a DJ by all the virus crisis things going on? Yes, 100%. Until you make it big enough to start touring, touring will be no problem again. It takes like 2 years to build up a career at least, plus all of the years that you need to learn to produce music, and DJing touring without producing music, it's almost not possible. What motivates you to keep making music in spite of all of the stress? My life isn't that stressful, at least not at the moment. I can't complain, so I just make music, it calms me down, so no stress. Not that much, just the upstairs studio building, but getting there. How much did you already spend on your studio? A lot, especially like the gear. The gear is expensive. Speakers are expensive. The budget was first, just for the room, 8 to 10,000. I think I'm now at 12, plus all of the gear. It's a lot, but it's worth it. It's an investment. How do I get signed? If you only get signed if you're famous or have well-mastered tracks. So yeah, that's just like wrong, because you don't get signed because you're famous. You get signed, or your song gets signed because it's good. It doesn't matter if you're famous or not to most people. If you deliver them a song that is really, really good and fits to their style and concept, they will usually pick you up. In pop music, maybe also like your social reach plays a role, but the song and the concept and you as an artist, that's like the important part. And well mastered, I mean, a mastering doesn't change anything about the song. It's you. You have to put the effort into it and actually make the song great. Everything else is then up to the business people involved to make it big. But you should just focus on making great music. Or at least that should be your main priority. Don't forget about social media and marketing and all that stuff. But the music is the key. If you make great music, people will start supporting you. Diva or Serum? If I had to pick one of them, I think I would go with Serum, because it can also make all of the Diva sounds, but Diva's still amazing. What's the next piece of gear? I think headphones. Very special headphones, but more on that in a couple of days. How do you avoid your unreleased melodies played on your vlog from being copied? I don't do anything actively by law. The second an artist creates art, it's protected almost worldwide. So if you make a melody, you're the first one to make it, it's yours. No one can steal it, or at least legally is not allowed to steal it. But then proving it is a whole nother story. But if it's here on my vlog, that's already proof that I kind of made it that day. But yeah, in general, if you're a beginner, if you haven't released like 20 songs, don't worry at all about copyright. I have so many people that are afraid that someone would steal their song, their melody, their idea. But in reality, most of these ideas aren't good, and you yourself will realize that in a couple of years. So don't worry about that. Labels get millions and millions of songs that are way better than what you make. So don't worry about someone stealing it. It's just not that good, to be honest. Hey Jon, how much can you earn from Spotify streamings on your level? Whew, this really depends on a lot of factors. If you've uploaded the song, if it's like your label, you got 100% of the rights, but usually it's like 0.004 cents. So almost half a cent per play. So just multiply your monthly plays by that and you know how much you make per month on Spotify, roundabout. If the label's involved, it usually gets cut in half or even more. So yeah, it's just like a rough estimate. How's your DIY speakers going? Any more thoughts to that? Interesting for sure. Yeah, DIY speakers. I was thinking about building my own speakers and I'm still thinking about it. But there are some companies that want to send me speakers for a lot less. So that's also an option. We'll see. Best place to find samples. Sample yourself is probably the best way to find samples. If you use one of those services, Splice and Plugin Boutique and all these other ones, you will use a lot of samples that other people already use. So it's up to you to decide if you actually want that. Do you have gear you want to get rid of? Actually, yes. We'll do a giveaway in a couple of days of some of my old stuff that I don't need. Like it's very crowded in here and also upstairs. There's a lot of stuff like that we just don't need, so why not make sure someone else actually can use it. How to get booked for Tomorrowland? Make a hit song or a good song or release on a good label and they might take you with them to a stage. Maybe you know someone there, maybe you just get asked by Tomorrowland, but then you really have to have a huge big hit or at least like a club hit song. AD/DA converter or a summing mixer? You will need both. Like a summing mixer without AD/DA converter doesn't work. It needs to be converted before it goes into the summing mixer. So there is no or, like you need both. How to promote my music? Really need an answer. Yeah, make again a really good song. And then there are two paths. You either release it yourself and do all of the promotion yourself, social media, newsletter, get some influencers involved, family and friends, just basically everything you can do to push it to as many people as possible, push it to playlist owners on Spotify, SoundCloud pages, reposts, maybe invest some money because most of them actually take money to do these things for you. The second route would be the easier at the beginning at least because you can focus on the music and that is releasing with a label. But again, for both, your music has to be good enough. If you release shitty music yourself, it will go nowhere and you spend a lot of time promoting something that just doesn't do anything for you. And if it's shitty and you send it to a label, they will just not answer. So first, get the music quality up there. How can I improve my Spotify listener streams? Again, the easiest way is to just make music that is so good that people want to listen to it and go actively to your page and to your song and click on play. But Spotify playlist is the key. Just reach out to people that have huge Spotify playlists and pitch your song. Ask them if they want to add it. Again, sometimes they might ask you for a couple of bucks, but usually it's worth it, or at least worth trying it. Sometimes they rip you off and then just don't work with them again. Is it possible for someone who didn't study music to become successful in music production? Yes, of course. Like there are millions and millions of people out there that are very successful. I would even argue it's more likely that you will be more successful if you didn't study it, because you have to put more effort into it, compensate, and most people that study it, they do work for other people. They're a mixing engineer and make songs for other people, record songs for other people. If you want to become an artist, you have to do it yourself. No study, not necessary. Maybe even just a time killer. How much sleep do you get on average? Not a lot, to be honest. Like, not a lot. I don't know how many years I can still keep on going like that, but I try to sleep as little as possible to just do as much as possible, but at least usually like 6 hours. Why don't you work with bigger artists? That's not that easy. It's not like I could just email them and work with them together. So that's one reason. Another is I don't like to work with other people because it's a lot of back and forth, and I just like to work on my songs the way I intend to make them. So at the moment, no real collaborations, at least not with other producers. With singer-songwriters, yes, definitely. Remix contest coming, question mark. Yeah, There will be one this year, but later, a little later, probably more towards fall, winter. How to approach a new record label? Should we tell them about our previous releases? Yes, definitely. Like just one sentence, hey, my past songs were released, and then just name the labels. This can definitely help to make sure that they actually listen to your song. Anyways, that's it. That's it from today, from the studio. Enough like constructing. My hands, everything really hurts. Like pulling the fabric off again, it's just really painful, but I'm really glad that I'm done with it. And thanks again to my dad for helping me. Without him, it would have taken at least like 2 or 3 more days. So yeah, tomorrow, tune in again. More studio construction, more music making, and yeah, sign out.